Good afternoon, everybody. Well, today is an update, and it's a good update. And I can't even describe it. I'm having such a pain-free day. Okay, now, y'all know me. I had to make notes or I forget some things I wanted to tell you. Okay, first thing. Okay, this is the first thing I want to get out. Okay, if you guys, if you've been following me and you've watched most of my videos, especially the ones where I'm talking about keto, low carb diet. Okay, I went back a few days ago when I was watching some of those videos, right, and I noticed a pattern. I didn't count them, but there were several. There were, I think, more than 3 videos where I've started over, with my journey, with trying to eat right, trying to eat healthy, and yeah. So I want to say that because I'm probably not the only one that starts something and they just give up and then they start again. There are different reasons. Okay, anyway, I just thought it was funny because I'm back to, I'm going to be on this journey. I'm going to be on this journey my whole life, so I already know that. So, my grandma Kaiser wrote a poem. I can't remember. It was called something like Spits and Starts or something like that, where you'll get going down the line and then stop, get detoured or whatever, then you get back in the line and you go a little more. But anyway, that's what it reminded me of. Okay, so on with the news. Okay. A couple of weeks ago, I didn't write an update because I knew I was going to see another doctor today or yesterday, and I wanted to just put it all together so I can tell everybody everything. I'll try to make it brief because this kind of boring stuff a little bit. I met for the first time my primary doctor, Dr. DeMaster, and a very awesome thing happened when I went to see him. It was a consultation, basically, because the first time I met him, he was going over my medical records, and he was asking me questions. I was telling him about all the troubles he's a good listener, though, let me say. Okay. Well, anyway, he was looking down my medication a list of all the medications I take. One of them's got to be giving me brain damage. Okay, anyway. Well, I was telling him I was having a hard time sleeping. I have had insomnia, horrible insomnia, for the past good solid 6 months. I can sleep maybe 2-hour spurts, and it's because of pain. Mostly my shoulders, and it's my rheumatoid, Okay, so I was telling him I've tried Ambien. I have horrible nightmares taking it. So he said, well, Cindy, you've got a medication on here on your list that is it's a sleeping pill, and but it's more than a sleeping pill. It's a sleeping pill, and in it has a pain reliever and an inflammation thing. And I said, what? And he said, yeah, you stopped taking it in 2016, he said. I said, well, I don't remember why I stopped taking it. So he says, well, let's renew it. And you take one at bedtime, like an hour before bedtime. And that might take care of your insomnia and a little bit of pain. That's okay. Okay, so I had a couple of weeks between my doctor visit and my doctor visit with my orthopedic doctor. Okay. Let me tell you something. That pill, even though I was in pain, it took the edge off it. It helped me sleep. I remember one night, I went to bed at midnight. I slept all the way till 7 o'clock. I never woke up once. Now, I don't have nightmares, but I have the weirdest damn dreams. I how to make a video of all these. I don't write them down because I forget them. How to write down some of these dreams. You know, they are really freaking wacky, man. Okay. Here's an instance. Can you picture me? Can you picture me out in the ocean and I'm swimming? I'm all by myself. There ain't even no land. I don't see no land anywhere. And I'm just swimming like every day that I do this, right? I'm swimming, and in the distance, not too far from me, I seen this whale. It come up partially out of the water, but I seen this big hump, you know. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get eaten by a whale. But I wasn't scared for some reason. I just thought he was gonna eat me. I said, well, if you're gonna eat me, maybe he'll swallow me whole or something. I don't know. I was thinking of inside the whale. Okay. So anyway, the whale was getting closer, and I could feel the waves that he made, or he or she, was making, and it was making little waves, and it was making me drift a little away from him, and then anyway, he got closer and closer, and he stopped, and he just slowly circled me, and I'm like, are you gonna eat me or what? Well, I didn't know what he wanted from me. He wasn't gonna eat me, so I thought, okay, well, he kept turning sideways where his blowhole was like right there, and he spit water in my face, and I'm like, what? And then finally, I thought, okay, I'm gonna try something. So I climbed up on him, and he turned upwards. He's above the water. His head's down in the water, but his hump is on the water. And here I am sitting on this friggin' whale. This friggin' thing is so huge. I'm doing practically Chinese splits on this whale. Okay. So he took me for a ride. Oh my God. I don't know what the hell I was hanging on to. I think I grabbed hold of his blowhole. I don't remember. Anyway, this is so weird. He took me out, and there was these huge waves, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna die. He's gonna get close to that big old those waves, and they're gonna hit me, and I'm gonna knock off of him and drown. So what he did was he went to this one of the biggest waves. I've never seen a wave this big except in this dream. It was so big. There was no end when you looked up. That's how huge the wave was. Well, I don't know how I didn't fall off. I was hanging on his blowhole. I know I was. He swam up the wave to the top of that wave, and I'm like laying, and I'm hanging on, and he goes over the wave. It didn't even crest before he did it, and then that was it. And then I woke up. Isn't that a weird dream? I'll have to tell you some of these dreams someday. Okay. Anyway, let me get back to my Dr. DeMaster. Okay, he prescribed me this sleeping pill. Okay, works great. All my medications are up to date. All that and all of it. Okay, so I had made an appointment to see my orthopedic doctor who did my shoulder surgery. It was scheduled for yesterday, and I went. But the reason I made the appointment was like, I made it like 2 weeks ago, and I thought they got me in pretty fast. No, I made it a week ago. No, it was 2 weeks. No, don't rely on my memory. I think it was 2 weeks. Anyway, okay, so the reason I made an appointment with my orthopedic doctor is because I have no rheumatoid doctor anymore. Even if I wanted to go back to the dumb, okay, I didn't like her, but she left, and so it's going to be a while before they get a temporary RA doctor to fill in for the permanent one that's going to be coming. That's going to be months down the road, right? So it's okay. I haven't been to Sethi, my RA doctor. I went 3 months ago, got a little blood work done. She gave me a new pill. I couldn't take it. I took it. Made my symptoms worse. So anyway, yesterday they doubled what do you call it? They doubled up on my appointments by mistake, and I forgot. But I had a follow-up appointment with Dr. Sethi before she's leaving for good, and that was yesterday at 9:05 in the morning. And my orthopedic Dr. Fearman, that's where he was going to give me steroid shots in both my shoulders. Anytime I have bursitis in my shoulders. Anyway, they scheduled me at 9:15 for that appointment. So I canceled my RA doctor because that was just a follow-up to the pill she gave me, which I couldn't take. So she's leaving anyway, so I thought, okay, so to get on with what I'm saying. Y'all love me, you know it. Okay, so this is funny. I gotta tell you this real quick. Yesterday, oh my God, it is cold. I haven't been outside since first of the month. You know, it is cold here. We're in the single digits. We had pretty good snow a couple weeks ago. We're gonna have snow coming, but it is so freaking cold. Single digits and in the negative at night. Okay, well, anybody that has arthritis, it don't matter if it's rheumatoid arthritis or just regular arthritis, that cold hurts. So I don't go out. I absolutely have to go out. I'm in my nice, cozy, warm apartment, and they have to drag my ass out unless it's important. Well, okay, this appointment was very important. Okay, so this is funny. Because of the COVID, I don't know about everywhere else, probably. Because of the COVID, if you go to a doctor's appointment, unless you're physically impaired and have to have somebody with you to help you, get to the doctor, because all my doctors, except for the master, are in a big, it's called Sheboygan Aurora Medical Center. Anyway, but you can't bring anybody with you. So when you first walk in, I told John, drop me off at the doors, and then I'm gonna get on it, because right in the doors are wheelchairs. I said, I'm gonna let me out the front. I'm gonna get my butt in a wheelchair and sit and wait for you to park the car and you come back in, because if I'm in a wheelchair, he can push me in and he can go sit in the lobby while I'm at the doctor's. So that's what we did. And they gave us approved, because they asked if you all these symptoms. No. Okay. About being in contact with somebody with COVID-19 and all that crap. So, okay, we went into the waiting room. I checked in. I got there. My appointment, I said 9:15, but it was actually 9:30, but I was supposed to be there 15 minutes early. Why, I don't know. Because every time I do that, it's a waste of time. I sit there 15 minutes. Okay, we got there exactly 9:30. I checked in, went and sat down. Not even 5 minutes later, they come to get me. Well, I was sitting in a wheelchair. So the nurse pushed me back, and when she was pushing me back to my examination room, I said, just park it outside the door. I'll get up and walk into the into the room, and she says, "You can walk?" I said, "Yes." I said, "The reason I'm in a wheelchair is because I have I have rheumatoid arthritis, and my feet are acting up, and they've been painful, so I decided I was gonna, let my husband push me in a wheelchair." She said, "Oh, I understand that." So anyway, I went in, and to make a long story short, I talked to Dr. Fearman, and before he gave me my steroid shots in my shoulders, I was telling him about this. I thought it was a cyst because almost 2 years ago, my first primary doctor drained it, and it was like a cyst, and it came back like 6 months, 7 months later, and I thought, forget it. Well, while I was there, I asked if he could drain it. It didn't really hurt or anything, but it was annoying because it's on my knuckle. And he says, "Oh no, I'm gonna shoot that. I'm gonna shoot that with a steroid." I said, "Well, what?" Okay. I said, "Well, I never had anything but my shoulders injected with a steroid. It's bursitis. Every joint has a bursa sac, and if a bursa sac gets inflamed, oh my God, there's no pain to describe what it feels like." Okay, well, when I was having shoulder pain for months and months and months and months, and I associated it with my rheumatoid, and because I haven't been in remission forever, way over a year. But the reason I made the appointment with the steroid shots, I'm like, well, it can't hurt, so I can have up to 3 steroid shots in my shoulder 3 times a year. That's every 4 months. I can get steroid shots in both my shoulders, and I've already decided I'm going to do it whether I need them or not. I mean, whether I'm having pain or not in my shoulders, I'm going to have it every 4 months, because I'll tell you why. This made me so happy. Well, first, let me tell you, my right shoulder was the least painful. This one, it was hurting. It was a bearable pain in that one. So he did the shot. He has to go through the bone, and he punctures the bursa sac with the needle, and he injects it. What's in that is not only steroid, but it's anesthetic. So it just takes a few seconds. When he puts it in, it'll numb it. But when he's putting it in there, it kind of hurts. Well, when he did this shoulder, I didn't feel nothing. And when he pulled it out, I said, "Are you done?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh God, okay." And then he come over here to my left shoulder. This is the shoulder that has been bothering me for so long. I would say a good year. This shoulder pain just never went away. My daily routine every morning, first thing in the morning, I'd go get in the hot shower, because that is the only thing that would get me out of hot water is an instant pain reliever for me. I get in a hot shower, it would loosen up my joints a little bit, and so that was my daily routine. I'd take a shower, and then John would rub this ointment I bought on Amazon. Oh my God, this stuff's really good. It's deep penetrating. It's Amish something. But anyway, it's some good stuff. So he put that on my shoulders every morning after my shower. Okay, now, when Dr. Fairman, I told him, I said, "This shoulder is really, really sore." He says, "Okay." When he when he got the needle into the bursa sac and started injecting that steroid, I am not kidding, I screamed out. God. And he says, I know. And he just kept pushing it in, of course. And then he pulled it out, and he started rubbing it a little bit. And he slapped a Band-Aid on it, and I said, "Oh my God, that was painful." He says, "Well, I can tell you right now that bursa sac is extremely inflamed." I knew it was. But I thought it was the rheumatoid. And he said, "No, That's your bursitis flare up. I said, you know what's funny? Every bursitis flare up I've ever had, I'd say 90% of the time, I'd end up in the emergency room to get something for pain. I'm telling you, it is excruciating. But this, if he says it was bursitis inflammation, especially in my left shoulder. I'm surprised I haven't ended up in the emergency room, because that's normally what happens. But it never got to the point where I had to go to the emergency room and get something for pain. But I'm going to tell you, I've always had a high tolerance to pain. There's only a few times that I've had to go to the emergency room. And if I go to the emergency room, you better believe I'm feeling some real pain, okay? So anyway, we talked, and then he injected this knuckle. Okay, let me tell you something. That hurt. Oh my God, that hurt. But I was glad he did it. And he slapped a Band-Aid on it. Well, it wouldn't quit breathing. And I told him, I said, well, I know you probably know this, but you might have forgotten that I'm on a blood thinner, so that might be why it's not stopping bleeding. He goes, no. He says, it's not just blood. Some of that fluid in there is coming out too. So he put a gauze, and then he put a Band-Aid over it. Anyway, so he said it more than likely is going to go down, and that steroid might just make it go away, since it was a liquid. He called it a rheumatoid nodule, a soft one. So okay, now on with the that's all good news, but here's the really, really, really good news. I woke up this morning. Okay, for one thing, every morning for I don't know how long, I wake up every morning. I'm not saying every other morning or once in a while. No. This is a everyday occurrence for me for over a year. I wake up in excruciating pain. I stand up. I can barely, for one thing, I can barely get up. My bones and everything is just so painful. And like I said, I go straight to the shower, take a hot shower. This morning, last night I was feeling a little sore. He said my shoulder would be a little sore. I knew that. But this morning when I woke up, this ain't no joke. I got up. I'm like, okay, I'm not in no pain. And then I started moving my arms. I'm like, oh my God. I can move my shoulders. Okay, now I'm not gonna overdo it, right? Okay, here's another thing that shocked me. Well, on the way back from the doctor's, I'm sorry if I'm rambling. It was so cold. Y'all, especially, my female friends, y'all know I grow my nails long, and then when they get to a certain point I have to trim them because I can't type. Well, they were getting really long. Well, I bumped my ring finger on the car door, and because it was so cold, my fingernail just broke off. I have really thick fingernails. So once one breaks, I cut them. So now I have, my nails are short, and I can type better anyway. But now here's part of the miracle. That steroid shot must go into my bloodstream or whatever, because it must spread throughout my whole body. Because when I woke up this morning, not only was I not in pain, my hands weren't swollen. Look, okay, now, oh God, thank you Lord. Okay, before these steroid shots in my shoulder and my finger joint, this is as tight of a fist I can make. That's the truth. I couldn't squeeze my hands together anymore. Now I can, and it's almost like magic. It's like, what the hell? So, this knuckle here, it's got rheumatoid deformity. It's just the knuckle a little bigger. And of course, this knuckle right here has grown. But it stopped, you know. But anyway, I haven't done this for so long. And I want to sock somebody to see if it would hurt. Anyway, if I got any volunteers, come on, put them up. I'm gonna pop you in the head. Okay. Anyway, this is the most movement I've had. I can't tell you how long. I'm so serious. John, bless his heart, he has neuropathy in his hands and feet. He hasn't really no feeling. He has tingling all the time. He has to wear these compression gloves with the fingertips gone that I bought him, and it helps him a great deal. But he's also had to help me, and you know, it's hard on him. I know it is, but he never complains, ever. So for that, I'm so grateful. And when I woke up this morning, I always wake up before he does. So anyway, when he got up, he saw me just moving around. I put a roast or stew meat and everything in the crock pot last night to make beef stew for dinner today, and his house smells so good. And when John got up, he saw me in the kitchen, and I was moving around. I was walking in the living room, coming back in. He goes, "What the hell?" I said, "What?" He said, "You're moving around pretty good." What the hell? I go, "Well," I said, "I think it has to be the steroid shots must have gone through my whole body. How else could you explain that? You can't." So, to me, this is a miracle. Okay, now I'm thirsty, so I'm gonna take a drink, and then I'm gonna make this little commercial, and you'll see why. So hold on a second. I'm not endorsing. I'm not endorsing anything because, for one, I don't have that big of an audience. It's just mainly a family. Some of my followers, you know, but I got a little over 380. That ain't shit compared to some's got millions. Anyway, so I'm not endorsing anything, but this is the commercial. I bought these 20. Let's see, I've got it up here. I moved this. Anyway, 24 ounces. Yep, a 24 ounce plastic glass. It comes with the plastic it snaps on lid. You get 100 of them, and I believe it's 20 bucks, around $20. Then you get you order this separate. You get 100 jumbo straws that go with this. This is so great. So I ordered both, and this is what I do. I make my own iced coffee. Well, my ice is melted, but I always this is how I make my iced coffee. I have a Keurig, and it just slips under there. I fill it with ice, completely full. Stick it under my Keurig, and the coffee runs in it. I always put it on 8 ounces. I have a choice, 8, 10, or 12 ounces. I put on 8 ounces, and it fills it up to about like what it is right now, a little higher. And then I add my Splenda, and then I add a little bit of heavy whipping cream because there's no carbs, and there's very little calories. So believe it or not, it's true. Check it out. And then I just put my straw in it and my lid on it, and I stir it around. There's my iced coffee. I also use these for my smoothies. I make fruit smoothies all the time. Not all the time. Not lately, but now I will. I got bags and bags of frozen not vegetables. I got that too, but I have bags and bags of frozen fruit that I usually use for my smoothies. I haven't made a smoothie forever. I just haven't felt like doing it. Okay, so that's the end of the commercial, but I am going to link them in my description so y'all can click on it and go to Amazon. And I said, for one thing, they're reusable. You can wash them out if you want. Or you get 100 of them. Me, it depends on what I'm drinking out of it. Sometimes I'll throw it in the trash and just get a new one when the next time I need it. And sometimes I wash it out. So, I even gave my kids some of them because I had so many. I knew I'd take forever to go through 100 of them. So anyway, but that's my commercial. That's just so they're really convenient. And mine's it's the exact thing that you get if you go to McDonald's and get a frap or an iced coffee. It's real sturdy plastic. It's good. Very good. Oh, and the straws are rainbow. Okay. Okay, so now that's my notes. That's what I had to say about my rheumatoid, my doctor visits, and all that good crap. And I already told you that my videos, I don't know, I'm like, I started over again, then, start, stop, my journey. But then I got to thinking, this is a what do you want to call it? What do I want to call it? It is a never-ending journey. The reason I say that is because everybody in this whole wide world is on a never-ending journey. And we do different things. We choose our priorities at different times in our life, Well, that's our journey. This whole thing, everything from the day you're born till the day you die is your journey through life. Okay. So I have started and stopped several different, I'll say projects, or I don't know if that would be the right word, but I've tried to do things to improve my health. Especially, that's been the most important thing to me the past, I don't know, since 2014. I would say I really got serious because that's when I got some cellulitis in my legs because of diabetes. And and the doctor told me my kidneys were failing. That scared the shit out of me. So from 2014 I have been trying my hardest to change my diet. And oh, by the way, if you watched my other video about the taffy, I gave it away. I gave it to my daughter Ashley, and so she took it, and it was more than half of that bag. It was 4.5 pounds. I probably ate a pound of it. So anyway, shortly after that, I went through because John, he, it's okay. He eats Little Debbie's, and he's pre-diabetic, but he's not diabetic. But he doesn't like a whole lot of different foods. So I'm not gonna, he's an adult, he's a man. I'm not gonna lecture him. He can eat what he wants. It's never hurt him. He's. As a matter of fact, he got so skinny when he was before his surgery. I said after his surgery, after he was healed, the doctor said you can have anything you want to eat now. Excuse me, I got hiccups. I said, okay, I'm gonna fatten your ass up. Well, guess what? That was when he got out of the hospital after his diverticulitis surgery. He weighed 130 pounds. That is skinny. He's 5'7". Okay, now he's up to 151. So I put 21 pounds on his ass. It's that home cooking. I can't eat the home. I do sometimes, but I gotta stop doing it because I do meal preps and cook for myself because I cook the stuff John don't like, but I have to cook it in big batches because I don't know how to cook for just one person. It's almost impossible. Excuse me. So I got these containers. I have already told y'all about this, and I do my meal prep and I freeze my dinners, and I just take them out when I want it, microwave it, and it tastes like I just made it. So that's what I do for my dinners. And there's some of the stuff that I make for him that there's no way he could eat all the leftovers, and I put his in the containers and freeze them. And if he wants them, I'll microwave them, and it'll be like I just made it. So anyway, I didn't mean to go on about all this. And this is a long video, so I doubt anybody's going to go to the very end of this. But so I better cut it short. But I just want everybody to know how good I feel. Recording for 40 minutes. Y'all gonna hang in there long enough? I don't know. I wish I knew a joke or something to tell. Mine are too dirty. I can't tell them. I can't tell it in public. So that's out. I can't tell a dirty joke. Dang, it's sad when you can't think of a joke that's clean. Oh, okay, I got a joke. Okay, I'll tell this joke. I know everybody in my family's heard this many times from me. It's a Little Johnny joke. Okay, there's some cussing in this joke, okay? Okay. Y'all heard cussing before. Don't fucking lie. Okay, so there we go. Okay, Little Johnny was in school, and he always sits in the back of the class because, Little Johnny is always getting in trouble. So the teacher, she got up in front of the class, and she says, okay, students, she says, today we're going to do a spelling contest. Not really contest, but we're going to work on spelling words. And so I'm going to point to you and give you a word, and you spell it. And then you put that word in a sentence. Okay? So Little Johnny's like, I can't wait. So what she did was, she says, okay, this is like a hand-raising option thing. Okay, so the teacher says, okay, I need somebody to spell a word that starts with the letter B. Little Johnny, he's the first one to get his hand up. Me. Oh my God. Teacher looks at him and says, thinking to herself, I ain't picking him. I already know what he's going to spell. So he picked another little girl, and she spelled boat, B-O-A-T. I was in a boat. And the teacher said, well, very good. So then she says, okay, now I need a student to spell a word that starts with the letter F. Little Johnny, me. Teacher's thinking, oh, hell no. I don't know what that word, I don't know what you say. So she went through all these letters that could possibly be a cuss word. The C word, the F word, the B word, the A word. Okay, so then she got to thinking, okay, I'll get him. So she says, okay, class, I need somebody to spell a word that starts with the letter R. And Little Johnny's hand just flew up. And she's thinking, well, I don't know any cuss words that start with the letter R. So she says, okay, Johnny, I'll spell a word that starts with the letter R. And he stands up real proud. He says, rats. R-A-T-S. Rats. Big fucking rats with cocks this long. First time I heard that. Oh, God. First time I heard that, I lost it. I think I even pissed my pants. I don't know, but I can't remember. I think I was working when I was in Kansas. I was working at State Hospital, and somebody there was telling that joke, and I just lost it, man. I'm like, oh my god, I heard a lot of little Johnny jokes. Yeah, that was my favorite. That's probably why I remember it so well. Okay, so anyway, I am going to let you go. It's been 40, almost 44 minutes, gosh. And there's nothing I'm going to edit because, unless I cut out my coughing, but that's okay. I got smoker's cough, even though I stopped smoking. I stopped smoking for over a year, then I started again when I got so stressed over my pain health, and so I smoke, but I try not to smoke too much. I am going to quit again. I have to, but you know. Oh. I should say, I should let everybody know that my heart doctor did blood work, and that he tested a bunch of stuff regarding my heart, and he said everything looks fine. He told me I didn't have to have the second part of the stress test. That was a very relief to me. And he said, but if you ever experience any pain in your heart, or if you have any swelling, especially around your ankles, give me a call. And I said, okay, I'll call you. But I said, now sometimes swelling is caused by my rheumatoid, but he says it don't matter. If you experience swelling that won't go away, give me a call. So I promised him I will. I'll call him. But, you know, my heart is good. Praise the Lord, right? Okay, so I hope I wasn't too boring or anything, but I'm glad if y'all stuck to the very end. I love y'all for that, because it is 45 minutes long now, so I better say goodbye. So I will say bye-bye for now. I hope y'all have a blessed day. I love you. Bye.